Hello and welcome to episode 54 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Michaeli. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have two whips. I have a design that is coming, testing is coming soon, and I have two special little knitting projects that I have that I want to share with you today. So let's just jump right into it. I don't have any finished objects, and that's I think because last episode 53, I had 3 finished objects. So this time I just have 2 whips. One is an old whip and one is a new whip. So let me show you my old whip first. You've seen this before. This is my Stria Cardigan. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, or Andrea Renee Knits, or Drea Renee Knits on Instagram. And I finished the body a while ago, so it's completely finished. And now I have been working on the sleeve. And I actually only have, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more colors for the sleeve. And then I have a decision to make. Should I make the sleeve shorter? Because right now, I tried it on earlier. Let me show you actually. I'll just try it on again. It doesn't really fit me right now since I'm pregnant, but you will get the idea at least of what I'm talking about. So I have, right now, it goes to my elbow, and I have, what did I say, 4 more colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more colors. 5 more colors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll add approximately this much more there. So probably like a 3/4 length sleeve. So my decision to make is, do I leave them at 3/4 length sleeves? Or do I pick up some of these colors that weren't used in the sleeves at all? They were early on in the Advent colorways. Do I use some of these to continue out the sleeve? And would that look weird? So that's my dilemma. I have a decision to make. I'll probably won't make that decision until I am there at that point, and then I will, oops, I'm like really tried this on, didn't I? I'll make the decision when I'm there, I think. And I'm leaning towards doing just like 3/4 length sleeves, or I could also do it to where the ribbing is just a little bit longer. This has a really nice, I'm assuming it's gonna be, here now I'm all twisted. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Be right back. Okay. So this has a nice ribbing here at the bottom. I'm assuming, maybe I shouldn't assume, but it might be a similar ribbing for the sleeves. And if it is, I could just make it a little bit longer, like to stretch it out. Like maybe if the ribbing was like this long, is that too long for ribbing? I don't know. I hadn't decided yet, obviously, but I would love your input. So if you want to comment down below what you would do if this was your Advent sweater, that would be amazing and I would appreciate it. So those are my options. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors that were not used in the sleeve of the sweater. I mean, they kind of technically are, right? Because it's a part of the sweater, but it's not a part of the sleeve part that I'm knitting, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, let me know what you think. This main color that I'm using is a new one that I will be coming out with in my shop called Coin Flip is Sacred. It is a beautiful silvery gray color. It's the same silvery gray I use on one half of my Saul Goodman colorway. And it's aligned by Jesse Pinkman. He says it, I believe it's in like episode 2. It's really early on, season 1, episode 2, episode 3, something like that, where he tells Walt, we flipped a coin, man. Like, coin flip is sacred. So if you know the line, you'll know what scene I'm talking about. But that's my whip number 1. The contrast colors, I forgot to tell you, are from Leap of Faith Yarns Advent for 2022. I did order her 2023 Advent. It's landscapes. So I'm curious to see how that will go. If you want to see a vlog for that, let me know as well. I've been doing them the past couple of years. 2 years I've done vlogs for the Advent calendars that I've received. They don't get tons of views though, so I'm not sure if they're interesting enough or if people are just like, oh my god, this is so boring, like get to the end where I can see them all. Let me know. I don't mind. You won't hurt my feelings. Okay, so that's whip number 1. I have a new whip you have not seen yet, and this is a fun whip. Well, they're all fun, but this one's like fun. And you'll see why. And this is in my bag. I guess I should show you my bag too, but I'm carrying it in. This is in my Golden Moths bag from Danielle of Midwest Stitches. I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago that she custom made this bag for me because she had ran out of the fabric that I had ordered, but I don't care because it's Breaking Bad themed and I love it so much. So yeah, if I should carry these in my shop, let me know. So my second whip are my Halfsies Socks Light. This is a pattern by Hannah Sandler. And I'm participating in her Halfsies Socks cowl that she's doing right now. I believe it goes until the end of August. And so what these are is that you can knit basically 2 different socks. So the one half of the sock is different than the front half of the sock. And I did a 2-color cuff. She has an option in the pattern to do a single color cuff as well, but I chose to do the 2-color cuff. And mine is hazmat suit and Skylar white. And then for the leg, I did a pink teddy bear, which is pink with black speckles, and Breaking Blue colorway here. And then for the heel, it's a German short row heel. I've never done a German short row heel before. But it was actually pretty easy. I did have to look up how to do the German short rows again, of course, because it's been a while since I've done German short rows, but of course the videos reminded me pretty quickly about how to do those. And they're not going to be super long socks. That is the whole leg of the sock. And now I'm working on technically the foot of the sock. Again, these are knit flat using intarsia. And they're super cute. For the cowl, you only have to knit 1 sock to be entered into the cowl. So once you finish 1 sock, then you can enter into the cowl. She has like a Google form that you need to fill out. And then once you knit your pair of socks, then you can enter it again. So you get 2 entries for 2 socks, even though it's 1 pair of socks. So that's pretty fun. The German short row heel kind of reminds me of like an afterthought heel, but it kind of looks like a toe, of the toe of the sock. but it's also, obviously it's a little bit different because you use German short rows along the edges there. And I will be doing, she has an option too where you can do a single color toe, or you could do a halvesies toe. And I'm going to be doing the halvesies toe. So I will be doing the hazmat suit colorway again for the toe on this side. And then I will do the Skylar White colorway again for the toe on this side. So this will be the front of the sock, will be the Breaking Blue and Skylar White. And then the back of the sock will be the hazmat suit and the pink teddy bear. So that's that. I believe she has 2 different patterns. One is the original, excuse me, is a DK weight pattern. And I am doing the fingering weight pattern. So it's called Halfsies Socks Light for that reason. But yeah, that's my second whip. I sent off today my to my tech editor and friend Leah from Leah Loves to Knit. She's an amazing tech editor. She used to be an editor, I believe, for her high school newspaper, and so she's really good about catching grammatical errors, formatting to make sure, like, if you used a colon here, then you should use a colon here, and that type of thing. So she's really good at making sure that I stay consistent in my patterns, that obviously the math adds up and is correct, and then also that, like, what am I trying to say? That it looks good, it's consistent, there's no grammatical errors, and there's no math errors as well. So these are my Walter White socks, and this pattern, I designed this cable pattern to look like the double helix, which is a nod to Walter White's past life when he was a chemistry teacher for a high school before he turned drug lord. And yeah, so I will be probably putting out a tester call for these within the next week or so of you seeing this video. So if you would like to test knit this pattern for me, I will send an email to my email subscribe list first before I go to Instagram. If it fills up from my email subscribe list, then I'm just gonna go with those test knitters, which has been working out that way. The past like 3 test knits probably have gone that way. So if you want to sign up for that, you can go to my website, breakingyarn.com. All the way at the bottom, there's a sign up in a little box there for you to stick your email, or there's a pop-up that you'll probably see where you can get 10% off, and it'll you can put your email in there and it'll send you that coupon. But then also you'll get the email about this sock pattern if you are interested in testing that. And this is in my Walter White colorway as well. The last things I wanted to share with you today were that about a month ago, my parents came to visit us over the July 4th holiday weekend, and my mom surprised me by bringing a few items that my great-grandmother had knit. Her name was Gongi, that's what we called her. And yeah, so she brought a few of her items and let me pick out what I wanted to keep in my collection. I obviously won't be wearing these items, but I wanted to share them with you. These are some leg warmers that she made. It looks like a simple 1x1 ribbing. And then she had a cable running down, a very simple twisted cable running down the center. And then it's a skinnier 1x1 ribbing at the bottom. So they're obviously thicker at the top for your legs. This is definitely an acrylic yarn. I'm pretty sure they probably had wool back then. She died in January of 1987, right before I was born. I was born later in that year. So I never got the chance to meet her, but these are definitely knit out of acrylic, and I couldn't decide. There is a rather obvious seam that runs down the back of it, and I couldn't decide if that means that she seamed them together, like she knit them flat and then seamed them together, or if she knit them in the round. I think I'm leaning more towards that she knit them flat and then seamed them together, just based on like how obvious the seam is. But I have no idea if she followed a pattern. No clue. But I just wanted to share those with you. This is one special little item that I will get to keep in my little collection of things from my great-grandmother. Isn't that so sweet? And then the other thing that my mom gave me, see if you can see this. Can you see this? This is a triangular shawl. It looks like it has, it's increased in the middle and on the sides to make this pattern. And whoops, my dog needs to go out. Okay, sorry about that. So it looks like close up you can see that it has some garter, some stockinette, and some fun baubles. Again, I don't know if she followed any kind of pattern for this or if she made it up. And it has a nice little fringe at the bottom as well. This is also done in acrylic. I won't be wearing these pieces, but I thought they were really sweet of my mom to bring, so that I could have some of my great-grandmother's items in my knitting collection there. So I just thought I would share those with you before I put them away. And I think that's it for episode 54 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today and hanging out for a little bit. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.